Now, I've played Mortal Kombat for a long time. Years ago, when I was a kid, I convinced my mom to buy me Mortal Kombat 9 despite its mature 17 plus rating. And that was the first game that really sparked my inner desire to conquer and win out over all my competitors. I trained and trained, getting better and better for years. When Mortal Kombat 9 died, I picked up both Mortal Kombat 10 and Street Fighter 5. And I trained in both of them, and after about 100 hours in each game, I conceded I was a Mortal Kombat player, and I uninstalled Street Fighter 5. So without further ado, here are my 3 biased reasons I find Mortal Kombat 10 so much more appealing than Street Fighter 5. Okay, so right off the bat, Street Fighter characters suck. For being, characters, these guys have absolutely no character. Ryu's the fair, balanced fighter, so he's just going to use his arms and legs and a standard fireball attack. No gimmick to his character. That's great. That's why his fireball looks like this. Just fireball. That's why every single one of his neutrals is just punching or kicking. Now let's compare him to Nash. Nash is another dude who has glasses and has anime hair. Nash just uses his arms and legs and a standard fireball attack. See the problem here? It even looks virtually the same. And every single one of his neutrals is just him punching or kicking. The only reason these characters are different is because they have different names and frame data. There's nothing unique in Nash's character design at all. Just in the same way that Chun-Li is another person who uses her arms and legs in a standard fireball that looks exactly the same. And Kin, and Juri, and Sagat, and Guile, and Akuma, and almost everyone else. Dualism, on the other hand, is an example of a good character. He's like a stretchy, fire-breathing genie, so his neutrals are slow and long range, and he spits fire at arches. Even Balrog has a bit of a character. He's a boxer, so he has no kicks, just punches all around every one of his buttons, which is really cool. But really the list stops right about there. All the other characters are just meshed together into this pool of dudes who just punch and kick at different speeds. I'm not saying these characters don't play differently, but the design is just not there, at least not in comparison to Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat 10, on the other hand, knows how to make a character. Tremor's like an earthbender dude, so when he throws his projectile, it's a rolling boulder that knocks your ass to the ground. And Mortal Kombat doesn't just stop at specials, even neutrals and strings manage to include the character's unique design. When he hits down 4, he doesn't just kick with different frame data, he fucking slaps the ground to induce tremors. Sub-Zero's the ice guy, so his fireball is a frozen ball that actually freezes you for a combo. Kung Lao has Oddjob's hat, so he'll chuck it right at you instead of producing the same boring fireball that every other character has. Scorpion's a fire demon guy from hell, so yeah, he's gonna summon flames from your feet and throw actual fireballs. Kenshi's being possessed by this dark energy shit, yeah, he's gonna summon a little demon thing to cut you up with a scythe. Takeda's like a whip-wielding ninja, so regular strings like this one will bring down his whips overhead, or this one will whip the enemy up in the air. And his back forward one does this shit. It's fucking sick. Street Fighter's roster doesn't hold a candle to the creativity and uniqueness that Mortal Kombat has to offer. Another problem that I have with Street Fighter is the combo system. In Mortal Kombat, it's pretty abundantly clear. You knock him up, and you'll combo till he hits the floor. If your fist goes through his chest, you better believe that'll connect. In Street Fighter, on the other hand, combos are completely inconsistent, almost random. Why does Urian's down heavy punch and a down heavy punch connect? Because it does. Why doesn't Urian's down heavy punch and a standing medium punch connect? Because it doesn't. Having trouble following? That's because this makes no sense. Urian's punch is hitting his falling body, which clearly can be hit, so why doesn't it connect? Well, here's a comic to help me explain what went down at the Capcom headquarters. When is Street Fighter 5 ready? Sir, we're just balancing the game so every character's moves follow the same rules and logic. It'll be ready by April 1st. Just skip that part. We're gonna pump this out by February so we get the money rolling in early. Yes, sir. So smart. Or we could focus on making a good product instead of a cash grab. Okay, so for example, let's say after a hard knockdown I got this Oki set up, and I read that Kin is going to wake up with jumping in on me. And I match it with a jump medium punch. Lucky for me, I made the right read and hit confirm midair. And I hit the ground before he does, leaving me in a position to convert if I'm quick enough. There's literally only one move I can do here to convert. Down heavy punch. Down light punch won't connect. Down medium punch won't connect. In fact, almost nothing will. So I literally just have one option, simply because Capcom only gave me one option. For no reason other than that it's easier for them to make a game with no variation or freedom for the player. And I struggled to find a scenario like this where I could actually make a conversion. In most instances, the guy just drops to the floor and we're done. Now, in Mortal Kombat, on the other hand, the rules are fair, clear, and consistent, and it allows for the player to make conversions on the fly if they're good enough. For example, here I'm playing as Kung Lao and I read Triborg is going to jump in on Wake Up. Same situation. So I throw my hat up in anticipation. Lucky for me, it connects, and I get the chance to convert. I could dive kick into back 1-2 spin. I could run up back 3-2-1. I could even just neutral punch and let him fall. The point is, this is the situation I've created, and I get to play it out in this fast-paced environment the way I want to. I feel like Street Fighter V is basically just finding out what the objectively correct thing to do is, and doing that because there's no variation in anything. And that's just the opposite of what fighting games are supposed to be about. Okay, this one hardly even needs my input. Street Fighter V is like some bitches throwing punches in the street. That's great, but how am I supposed to feel good about my heavy punch connecting when it looks like this? Bop! Birdie just shakes for 6 frames and moves on. The only thing I feel is his HP going down. Boom! You got hit by my charged up fireball? 6 frames of your out sprites and then back into action. Even the throws are pathetic. Vega just throws you on your head for a quick bop and moves on. Now look at this shit. Look at that shit. Look at that. Look at that. Boom, bam, big boy, sit down, bitch. Aaron Black just tackles you down and shoots the ever-living shit out of you. Kung Lao's throw punches you not once but 15 times before throwing you an elbow to the chest. Even this little bitch will spill 600 gallons of blood with a single throw. I feel like I'm a character against another character, and we're here for one simple purpose: to whoop some ass, to beat the shit out of each other. We're not weighed down by this monotonous, gamey stuff of inconsistent rules and solved formulaic gameplay. All the animations are just fantastic, and everything just smoothly comes together into this beautiful mesh of fighting. Okay, in conclusion, these games are completely different. Mortal Kombat is like this fast-paced jam of beatdown, and Street Fighter is more like a solved game of chess. They take polar different approaches to different aspects of fighting games, and it'd be stupid to suggest one is better than the other without some seriously subjective bias. And I honestly enjoyed my time in both games. I played a lot of Street Fighter because I liked it. In fact, the only reason I'm able to make this comparison is because I got into Street Fighter. I mean, what am I going to play? Killer Instinct? Soul Calibur? Tekken? Street Fighter is the best game right behind Mortal Kombat, at least for me. So as much as I rag on it, Street Fighter is a great game, and it's just completely different from Mortal Kombat. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in MK11.